All right, what's going on, everybody? Rob Satch from Feedbackwrench. I want to talk about the real estate market right now. Now, I'm in Minnesota. The year is it's October of 2019, and as of right now, we've got an election coming up this next year. But I've been connecting with a lot of my real estate clients, and I have been paying attention to this as well. And I guess there's some trends. I'd love to hear it if you're seeing some trends. The big question is real estate going to continue to perform the way it's been? For those of you that don't know, most of you will that are watching this, real estate home values have continued to inch up and not inch up, skyrocket, because supply has been low, particularly in categories that are not these jumbo loans. So everything from, like, here in Minneapolis, it's between 200 and 340, 350, but really in that 280 to 315 type range. Some of that's tied, there's a bunch of different reasons for that, right? I want to talk about what I truly believe, coming from a wealth planning perspective, from a retirement planning perspective, and from an entrepreneurial perspective, what I think is going to be happening. And you tell me if you think I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, great. But I'm 37. I wish I was 32. I'm 37, right? My parents are just reaching that full retirement age. If you didn't know this, baby boomers, who are the big group of people that were born after World War II, are at a rate of 10,000 people a day are turning age 65, okay? Now, if you're a retirement planner and you help people that are about to retire, you know this, but until you get around this, you're not going to know this. Social Security benefits amplify between the ages of 62 and 66. You can retire, quit working, and pull your Social Security at age 62, but the longer you wait, the higher the payout. Well, if you look at when the majority of everybody is going to be hitting their full retirement age of 65 to 67, that's going to be in the next 3 years here. The glut of the baby boom is going to begin in about a year and a half, and then it continues for about 5 years. But we have 10 years of 10,000 people a day turning age 65, which is very close to that full retirement age. Now, when we back up and look at the financial crisis of 2008, I think here's what we're seeing right now in housing and in life. Baby boomers are going to start retiring in a giant way. We are not prepared for this. Our economy kind of knows it's going to happen, but there's a ton of things that are going to happen. Right now, I think home values are very high because of a couple of things. One, the economy is doing well. We have technology accomplishing work. There's just an increase in value that has hit the lives of people. People can complain that wages and salaries might be low. I don't believe that, but even if they are correct, let me tell you this. More people have luxury goods and have the ability to tap into automation and more amazing technology than ever before. Sure, we're depressed and stuff, but there's more value being added at a greater rate because of technology, automation, and computers and software. So economy's up, right? That means that there's money there for people to be buying. We've been pumping the Fed. There's actually cash out there. We have decent lending practices. People could argue against that, whatever. The second thing is we have a giant millennial class as well as a giant baby boomer on both ends of the spectrum. You have millennials have now reached the age where they're going to consider buying. People are very cynical of millennials. Millennials claim they don't want to own houses. They claim they just want to be vagrant travel bloggers. That will change once they do that for 3 or 4 years. But I think the current crisis that we have right now in supply is that both baby boomers and millennials, and then zennials, Gen Xers, and guys like me are all vying for single family homes for the most part. We're all vying for the same homes, and because every developer out here in the suburbs of every metropolitan area, sure, there's been booms, but developers have been very careful. You don't see the giant developments that you saw back in 2003, 4, 5, and 6 leading up to 2008. They have been more careful. There's still a lot of housing going up, but supply is low in proportion to demand. Now, here's what I think is going to happen. Baby boomers are all of a sudden going to start retiring as they start to realize what it takes that they have grandkids. They realize the income that it takes to maintain their house. They don't like the idea of going up and down stairs. They don't need second level homes. In a lot of these suburbs, there's tons of baby boomers living in the home that they raised their kids with, right? So I predict what's going to happen over the next 8 years here is a giant move of baby boomers selling their single family home that they raised their family in, or renovating it to live in place. But what they're going to do is they're going to sell. When they all decide to sell, we're going to have a giant influx in supply. When that influx of supply goes up, here's what I think will happen. I think prices will start to go down. I think we're going to see homes are not going to be the way they were before. Homes will get cheaper again. Real estate agents might panic. People that are selling, I think, might panic. I think the baby boomers that get ahead of this and sell right now while the values are high are going to be in luck. Those that wait till the tail end are going to be sad. And I think it's probably only a 15 to 20% decline that we're going to see. But I think supply is going to go up. Does that mean the housing market crashes? No, I don't think the housing market crashes. What I think is going to happen is that you're going to have an increase in transactions in real estate. So real estate agents are going to do well. Brokerages are going to do well. As a category, I think it's going to do well. There will be volatility in there because prices won't be as stable. And then it will be very interesting to see where they pivot. We know that in senior housing right now, supply cannot meet demand. Anybody who has a senior living business is absolutely going to kill it for the next 25 years, and then after that we'll see what happens. But we're going to see a major shift. Now, the other thing that's going to happen are I think there's huge hope for a bunch of people, and I'll talk about that in my next video. But if you're a real estate agent, or if you're a baby boomer, or this is relevant to you at all, I do believe prices are going to come down, supply is going to increase, demand will remain steady, but as supply increases, you're going to see some interesting stuff. If you're a baby boomer, I tell you what, there's some great agents out there that you can talk to and get set up so that you sell your house ahead of things, or have a plan in place to age in place. Get your home prepared so that you can actually grow old in your house and you'll have a ton of luck. I don't know, that's some interesting thoughts I had. Tell me if you agree or not. If you think that the real estate market's just all pumped up on the funny money, Fed money, that's great. I'd love to hear it. Good luck, guys.